Hi everybody and welcome to part 2 of where we're going to talk about women and cheating. Okay, now there's a misconception that nowadays that more women cheat than men. And why do I say misconception? It depends on age groups. So, like in the first part, spoke about why men cheat. Okay, which was a bit difficult for me, especially as I've cheated on a lot of past girlfriends. So I thought I'd take a look at why women cheat, because women cheat just as much, or almost as much. Okay, so these are the main reasons why women will cheat. Okay, and you can call these excuses as well. So first one is relationship dissatisfaction. Okay. Number 2 is emotional neglect. Yet again, it's the man's fault. They're neglecting their partner, whether that's wife or girlfriend, whatever it may be. We're not, men aren't ones feeling their emotions. I'm guilty of sin. I got diagnosed with depression. I've been diagnosed with anxiety in the past. We don't show our emotions. Women need to learn to deal with it. My wife moans at me all the time about it. Seeking validation and attention. We give you attention, you complain. We don't give you attention, you still complain. Okay, so we get on to the next one. Loneliness and boredom. Now, there's no excuse for this. Now, one of the excuses that can be made historically would be that the man goes out to work. They may work 5-6 days a week. On a Friday night, they might go out with the lads, and they're not giving as much attention to their partner as they realistically should be, because the partner, as in the woman, may be left holding the children. Now, I'm not saying that happens in every relationship. In mine it doesn't, because I cut myself off from all my friends, because personally, if I look at myself, went down a bad route, cost me everything, cost me an ex-girlfriend, cost me having a relationship with my own daughter. Okay, so I had to get rid of all of that baggage. Not that I've got my daughter back in my life or anything. Anything can happen in the future. You never know. Okay. But for a woman, that can be a big thing. Another thing is revenge or retaliation. So, lads, if you've cheated, don't be surprised if she goes and does the same thing. And if she does it, I'm telling you, the relationship is dead, and don't be surprised, because it's damn sight easier for a woman to get attention than it is for a man to get attention from the opposite sex. Women, it's easy peasy for them. They go into a pub or a club, they don't need to try very hard. Most men do need to try very hard, unless, for instance, you're Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise or somebody like that. It's easy for them. Unmet sexual needs. So if you're not putting in enough effort in the sack with them, don't be surprised yet again. And the last one, and this is the one that makes me laugh, is midlife crisis or personal issues. Which midlife crisis, say menopause or whatever for women. Okay, the reality is, if something's going on in their life, there's always the possibility they could go down that road. And I know somebody who this happened to, and they destroyed their marriage. In some ways, I always felt that they were stupid for doing it. I knew that they were doing it. Never said anything to their husband. kept my mouth completely shut about it, because it's none of my damn business. Or that's the way I saw it. And if I was in that position again, I probably wouldn't say anything again, to be honest, because I wouldn't see it as my business. Now, if you take a look at all of those, like I said in the first video, they're excuses. Plain and simple, they're goddamn excuses for doing it. You know, in the UK, if you're not happy in a relationship, it's easy to get out of them. If you're married, it's not like a few years ago. I remember when I got divorced from my last wife. Okay, I've only been married twice. My first wife I got divorced from. Okay, so I got married in 2018. We got divorced in around about 2016. I think it was about 2016 we got divorced from. Without looking at the paperwork, I couldn't tell you the exact date. Okay, and she tried to divorce me on the grounds of adultery. That's what she tried to do. Problem was, she was the one that was having a physical affair. Now, if I look at those things, I can see things there that I'd be guilty of. And if I was to be brutally honest, looking at myself, I could look at relationship dissatisfaction. Was she happy with me? Probably not, because she was getting a lot of problems from home. As in, when I say from a home, a mother, a sister, a stepfather didn't really like me. Didn't help that she went and slagged me off into the ground when we first got together, because we split up after about a month together. And it's a bit like Jeremy Cole always used to say, soon as you go and say something to your family, they're going to have a automatic reaction to that particular person. Then I can take a look at loneliness and boredom. She did, well, I know she got bored. Okay, because we never really did anything, because it's the classic one. It was the financial issue. I wasn't trying hard enough, because I ran a business at the end of the day, and I put most of my time into that. So she did get lonely and bored. And then the last one, that I'm guilty of, is revenge or retaliation. Because unlike her, who had a physical affair, I never had a physical affair. Now, I've worked in the sales industry for 20 years, and something I'm guilty of, and even with my current wife, you know, with my current wife, I'll mess about and chat up one of our friends, you know, and it's all a laugh and a joke, and it's not taken serious or anything. I think the most serious thing that could be said is when I gave her best friend a kiss on the lips, and I felt guilty as hell. I really felt guilty all day. I thought, oh God, why did I do that? But my wife was guilty because she did tell me to do it. Okay. And when I was with my ex-wife, I was always chatting up all these different women. And it was only text messaging. It was nothing serious. I didn't take it as serious. But I remember there was one particular one, and she actually knew my wife. So there's the argument. She probably told her what I was doing. So can I be surprised if my wife at the time went and had an affair? No, not really. Because I knew she wasn't happy. And that's the thing you got to ask yourself. You can look at all those things and say, she ain't got any personal issues. She ain't got any sexual needs. Well, they are, but, you know, any extra. Is there any reason for revenge or retaliation? Are they lonely or bored? All of those things, if they're negative, you've got nothing to worry about. If you're putting the effort in, you should never really have to worry. It's like my current wife. Do I have anything to worry about? No. Have I messed about? No, I haven't ever. Not since I've been with her. I don't even talk to women nowadays. The only women I speak to really is my mother and sister, my mother-in-law, my pretty sister-in-law. God, I'll get in trouble for saying that. My wife's best friend, and the one that's caused me a lot of problems recently, which is my ex-girlfriend. I know what people are going to say, the ex-girlfriend. But I had a child with her, and I'm trying to sort out that both relationships, because I'm going to have to at the end of the day. And they're the only women I speak to. I don't speak to anybody else. So if you're okay and don't have to worry about any of these things, you've got nothing to worry about. And there's no reason a woman should cheat. But as a woman, if you are considering cheating, don't do it. Just take a look at your relationship. If you're not happy with it, just sit down with your partner. It's not worth it. It really is not worth it. When my wife cheated on me, a lot of people said to me, why didn't you go round and give the bloke a beating? Because I knew exactly who it was. And I didn't do it. Because I didn't see the point in doing it. What's the point of getting myself arrested for it? She wasn't happy. I let her go. Let her move on with the rest of her life. And I hope she's happy. She's let herself go quite a bit, to be honest. And that's nothing against Sarah. Okay. But like I said, I hope she's happy now. But if you're not happy in your relationship, just walk away. Either walk away or try and resolve your problems. So I hope this helps somebody out today. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again a bit later.